As we've mentioned on this channel before, sometimes one performance in a film can elevate the entire film. And that's the case for today's episode. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, watch out because the killer is loose. Let's check it out. The film I want to discuss today is called The Killer is Loose. It's from 1956. It's a brisk, lean, mean, fast-moving, 73 minutes long, beautiful black and white. It begins on the corner of Roxbury Drive and Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles. So if you're familiar with LA, you might know that area. And there's a bank, and there's a bank robbery. Turns out it was an inside job. One of the bank clerks was in on it. Well, the cops figure it out pretty fast. They go to his apartment to arrest him, and by accident, they happen to shoot and kill his wife. Well, this, of course, shatters this bank clerk, and after he's sentenced, he vows to get revenge, not on the cop, but on the cop's wife, sort of like a quid pro quo type of thing. The director was Budd Boetticher. He's mostly well known for some excellent westerns he did after this film, actually, starring Randolph Scott, such as The Tall T and 7 Men from Now. And the cast includes Joseph Cotten as the cop. And I'm pretty familiar with his work in The Third Man, Citizen Kane, of course, The Magnificent Ambersons, Shadow of a Doubt. He was great in that Hitchcock film. And he's done a lot of classic TV work also. His performance here is okay, but he really didn't have a lot to work with. It's kind of a one-dimensional cop character. He's just okay in it. His wife is played by Rhonda Fleming, who I was really not familiar with, though I've seen her in a couple of films, I guess, because she was in Spellbound, the Hitchcock film, and the classic film noir Out of the Past. So she also plays a fairly one-dimensional character. She's the cop's wife who's always worried about him, and she wishes that he would get out of the field and he would be just a desk cop instead, so it's not so dangerous. And the scenes between the two of them are kind of boring and kind of drag the film down, which is not good for a film that's only 73 minutes to begin with, but those parts go by pretty fast. Interspersed with all these people are some character actors that you may have seen, at least I did, in certain other shows and films. Like one guy, I thought, I've seen that guy in a famous Twilight Zone episode. Another woman, she was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original one. And then to top it all off, you have playing a cop, Alan Hale, who of course was Skipper on Gilligan's Island. But the standout amongst all these is Wendell Corey as the bank clerk. It's also the most interesting character and the most interesting performance. Because it's multidimensional. He starts off as this mild-mannered guy, and he turns into this very sad, confused, obsessive guy who just wants to kill this cop's wife. And he really changes throughout the film, and you really can't take your eyes off him. It's a really good performance that saves the film, I thought. And he's sympathetic too, which is odd for a killer, really. He's the killer in The Killer is Loose. And he was also in Rear Window, and he was in The Furies, kind of an adult western by Anthony Mann. And he was also in great film noir, I Walk Alone. And speaking of film noir, I don't know if this is film noir or not. Now, I looked in the Film Noir Encyclopedia, which is a really good reference book, and it was in there, which is always a good indication that it's considered film noir. While I'm watching it, I'm thinking this seems more like a crime story or a suspense thriller, but that does build some really good tension in several scenes, especially the last sequence where they're trying to catch him before he kills the cop's wife. That's really well done, very suspenseful. Visually, it doesn't have much of a noir look to it, except for maybe that last sequence I mentioned. And character-wise, I mean, you have cops, you have a killer, but you don't have, say, for example, a femme fatale or some other typical tragic characters you see in a lot of film noir. Same with the settings. You don't see nightclubs or city streets or really anything like that. It's mostly police stations, a typical noir setting. So It could be a noir, it could not be, but either way, it works. But I'm going to give this one a rating of 3.5 banks out of 5. And I'm giving it that because it is fast moving, entertaining, and most of all, the Wendell Corey performance really makes it worthwhile. Now, what's on this disc? This is on the Classic Flicks label. I've mentioned them before. I have about 15 of their discs. They do a lot of old stuff, of course, some Abbott and Costello. They have a series of Little Rascals restorations they're doing now, which is really good. And this one looks great. It sounds great. And there is nothing else on it. There are no extras, not even a trailer or anything. So I think I paid maybe 10, 15 bucks for this on sale. Amazon wants 20 bucks for it right now. I think that's a bit much to pay for a disc that has this short film and that's has no extras at all. But if you're into crime films and you want to see the Wendell Corey performance, then it might be a good purchase for you. You might be able to rent it somewhere. I don't see it streaming anywhere. Maybe TCM will stream it, or it might be on the TCM app. That's possible. You could try your local library, but good luck with that one. But anyways, The Killer is Loose. A fun watch. Definitely engaging and engrossing. But the Wendell Corey thing is the performance is the main draw here. So feel free to leave a comment or a suggestion down here below. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, hope you like this one. I thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time.